base, which is 7525, which is in a 2, she said, oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome to episode 31 of the Knit Now Swatch Later podcast. My name is Courtney. This is a knitting podcast where I chat about all of my knitting and crocheting adventures. I'm coming to you from Pennsylvania, where I live with my husband and our 2 dogs and 2 cats. Today is Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. You can find me on Instagram as Knit Now Swatch Later and on Ravelry as Pup. You can also find a link to our Ravelry group in the description box below, as well as links to all of my project pages and shops that I talk about during this episode. Okay, so first things first, our Fresh Start Make-Along has officially come to a close. I drew 2 winners this morning for our amazing prizes that were donated. So our first winner is post number 10, which is Heidi1, and she posted her finished gingerbread socks. So Heidi, you are the winner of the yarn from Sassenach Yarn Co. So congrats to Heidi. And then our second winner is post number 12, KL8233, which is Christy. And she posted hat number 54, 2020. So you are the winner of the 4 skeins of Loops and Threads Eco Cozy yarn in the colorway Mustard, donated by Brooke, and the set of interchangeable needle tips and cables. So congrats to our winners. Thank you again to our giveaway donors for wonderful prizes. And so I have reached out to both of the winners on Ravelry, so make sure that you respond to my message and I will get the prizes sent out to you as soon as possible. So I do have a couple of finished objects. First up being my Mr. Grinch Socks that I cast on for Sockmas, hosted by Nitty Natty of the Love and Stitches podcast. So here it is, and I used Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits in the colorway Mr. Grinch, and it has a little bit of sparkle to it, which I love. So I haven't actually gotten to wear those yet because I leave them on the blockers until I show them on the podcast. So now I can finally start wearing those and hopefully they fit. I have a real problem with that, as you guys know. And then I've also been playing with my knitting machine that I got for Christmas last year. I whipped up a baby hat, which this one was my first attempt, so it's a little bit long, but figure you can just like roll it up, right? I mean, it's for a baby. Baby's not gonna care. And then I made another one that's a little bit more of a good size for a baby. So that was really fun. I used some kind of Bernat roving yarn that I got from the dollar store a while ago. I would not recommend that yarn. It comes apart, but I figured for a little test craft it would be fine. So works in progress. I haven't even touched my Anchors cardigan since the last episode, so I'm not even going to show that. But I do have my Advent project. I started with the Battenberg blanket by Sandra Paul, and I did not like that, so I frogged that. And then I started the Redvent throw by Amba O'Brien, and I did not like that, so I frogged it. And I just went with a good old granny square pattern. This is the Scrappy Granny pattern by Nitty Natty, which is free over on Ravelry, and I have a link to it in my project page. So here's the first 4 days of that, and these are from the Bad Wolf Girl Studios advent calendar, which is a Gilmore Girls theme, which I love. And then here is the 5th square for that first row, and the border color that I am using is this cake right here. This yarn, which is from Yarnable, and the colorway is Sugar Plum. thought this was a nice wintry shade to tie everything together. And I did not finish by Christmas, but I do have all of my squares here finished up. I won't show all of them, but I will show a couple of my favorites. The colors are so pretty. This one is Life and Death Brigade, and I really like that one. Let's see what else. Here's Coffee, Coffee, Coffee. And then the Christmas color was I Smell Snow, which is so pretty. So yeah, I am just going to be attaching those using, I think it's called a zipper stitch, to attach them so that they lay flat. And then I think because a 5x5 square won't quite be big enough for a blanket, I'm planning on making a quadrant every year with an advent calendar, and then I'm going to attach them all. So that should be a decent sized blanket, I hope. So that is my plan for that. And then next up, I have in one of my new project bags, there was one of these in the shop, but it just sold out, so there won't be any more until the new year. I have, oh, and here are some new pins that my husband got me for Christmas, which I love. And then there's also a progress keeper that my husband made me for Christmas. So that is super cute. And then here's what the inside of this bag looks like. This is my favorite one so far. I feel like I say that every time I come out with a new bag, but it's true. So I have Pumpkin Spice Latte Socks by Twin Stitches Designs. Not very far on that, but that was my Christmas Eve cast on. And here is the yarn, which is from Lizzie Ann Yarns, and the colorway is Christmas with the Gilmores, which I thought went perfectly with my advent calendar. So that was my first ever yarn advent calendar and my first ever Christmas Eve advent. So I thought that was fun that they went together. And here is the mini skein that came for toes and heels. And that's all I have for works in progress. Diving into books, I finished Unbirthday, which is a twisted tale by Elizabeth J. Braswell, which was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's basically Alice in Wonderland with a twist, and she is a photographer, and it's basically 11 years after her original trip to Wonderland, and she finds her way back to Wonderland through photography, which I thought was really cool. And then I started reading Unwind by Neal Shusterman, which here is that. I got this for Christmas from my husband. I have really been wanting to read the series, and I started it on Sunday. Today's Wednesday, and I am like 2/3 of the way finished. It is so good, and I have already ordered the second book in the series because I know that as soon as I finish this one, I'm going to want to have the second one. So I highly recommend this book. It's about a civil war that broke out between pro-life and pro-choice parties, and they basically agreed to a compromise of there are no abortions, but between the ages of 13 and 18, a child can be unwound, in which they take the child and harvest their organs and distribute them to people who need them, so technically they don't die. I don't know. It's strange, but it's very interesting. I love dystopian novels, so there is that if you are interested. So I don't have anything really for acquisitions. I guess I do. I have a couple of Christmas gifts. I got these pins, which are from a video game that my husband and I really enjoyed. So there's those. And then I showed you guys a couple of things I got from my husband. I got a couple of other books that I will talk about eventually. And then I also got, you can see in the background there, I got a new ball winder, which I love. My old ball winder is just a one from Knit Picks that it works fine, it gets the job done, but it's very old and super squeaky when I use it, and I've been wanting an Amish ball winder for a long time. I got that for my parents, so that was pretty exciting. Let's see, what else? So I guess moving into chat, I don't have a ton to talk about. We've basically just been working on remodeling our kitchen. I guess remodeling is kind of not what we're doing, but we did repaint all of the walls. We replaced the light. We used to have a hideous chandelier that hung down way too far, and now we have a nice flush mount light that I love. And we also added some backsplash, and it looks like a whole new kitchen. So that was really exciting. But other than that, not a whole lot going on around here as usual. And that's pretty much it. As far as the shop goes, I think there is one more of the notions pouches in this print, and then starting next week, I believe, I will have more bags available of this print in all 3 sizes. My husband and I both took off this week so that we could work on the kitchen, which I already talked about. So no new prints right now. But yeah, starting next week, I should be able to get the ball rolling on restocking the shop again. And as always, if you are interested in looking at the shop, it is linked down below. And you can also use the coupon code KnitNowSwatchLater for 15% off of your total purchase. So I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out a new podcast every 2 weeks. So until next time, happy knitting. Bye!